Remember the 90s? Remember? Hey, guess whose trash didn't get picked up again? This guy. I know, every week.
You need to fire that person. You need to stand out there as they walk by.
Yeah, I know. Oh, the arm went down and went right back up and didn't get it. Imagine that. Let's take this to our faces here. I think we are ready to do a thing on the interwebs. You're muted.
Just.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, there you are. All right, we're live on the interwebs. We're getting set up. We got everybody ready to go, I think. If you are all ready to record, everybody hit record on the streams.
Okay, let's see. Where am
There we
I?
go.
Sorry, guys. I'm lost today.
Check.
I'm like all over the place. I can't focus at all.
You need some focusing.
I got Mountain Dew Zero. That's about all I got right now.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody recording?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm rolling.
All right, cool. All right, we're all going to do our sync clap. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, clap. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. Cool. All right, we're rolling. I think we're ready to go. I got all my notes ready. And, yeah. Let me just, real quick, just on a whim here, just double check this, intro thing.
Drop.
Okay.
See if that works there. All right, looks like everything's working here, so. All right. Let's do this thing. Here we go.
Good morning, Krusty Krab.
What's up and welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and joining us today, super excited about this episode, our good friend, Mr. Frederick Duquette. You guys probably know him as Fvckrender.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Mograph is a supplement to our site, mograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other Mograph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. You can email us info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Questions, comments, concerns, queries, grievances, show topic ideas, artist suggestions. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, mograph.com, TikTok, and whatnot. Check out our TikTok, yo. Yeah. Yeah.
Dorpy's all over the place.
I'm down. I'm with it. Sheesh, am I right? Am I right?
Sheesh.
So, yeah, send us emails, info@mograph.com, and we love to get suggestions and things like that, and get questions about Cinema 4D or the world of NFT or whatever it is. Hit us up, and we love to hear from you. You are the producer. You get to help produce the show by sending in your suggestions, because we try and listen to everybody, take it all in. But this week...
Man, my voice is just shot.
Yeah.
I apologize. Now, I will tell you, I was just listening back to my voice on my test record, and this voice sounds real sexy right now.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Can we get a little
sick
in a
for
world?
In like 4 days, like the past 4 days or 5 days or something, my throat's just gotten significantly worse and worse. I know it's not COVID because I'm fully vaccinated.
And you already had it,
know.
but yeah.
And I already had it.
In a world.
One
man.
Matt's not sick anymore.
So
yeah.
anyway, set your nobody knows what to set their alarms for yet.
Set your alarm in like 23
hours. 23 hours. 22.9 hours.
Go on sale.
Camp Mograph.
Get
you some.
Yeah. get you some.
Get you some.
There are we've got a limited amount of tickets. You know, it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for this. I can't even tell y'all how excited for Camp Mograph I am.
I'm excited
Like,
to
it's
see
going to be
the tickets.
It's going.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is the quote unquote the end of COVID, and it's like
And you know, with our first camp, you know, was successful in the fact that we pulled off what we wanted to do. We didn't end up making enough money to cover us for the next year or anything like that, you know. So like, but the response for it has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to see if that positivity from everything like moves over into this one. So get your Camp Mograph tickets tomorrow.
The thing
is,
it sounds like everybody is like clamoring to get them at this point. Everybody says, yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a ticket tomorrow. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. So because of that, I'm like, okay, well, how many of these are going to be left? Maybe zero. I don't know.
Maybe zero.
This is going to
I
be
don't know.
interesting as the first event back. And
so what I would say is if you're planning on getting a ticket to Camp Mograph, make sure you get it right at the beginning because you don't want to have to be dealing with scalpers and stuff like that if they do sell out really quickly, you know. But for those who like say something you do miss out, you know, they end up getting sold out, whatever, we do have a wait list on that Eventbrite page as well. So
for sure.
we should be able to you should be able to get a ticket or get on a wait list for camp as well,
right?
You know,
well, for those who are new to this and don't know what Camp Mograph is, let's check out what Camp Mograph. Let's check it out.
Camp Mograph. I decided to come to Camp Mograph because it seemed different than the bigger conventions.
Being able to talk to people face to face.
Do archery, canoe, kayak.
Outdoor basics, getting back to nature.
Back to basics. The storytelling class was phenomenal.
Classes that feel really intimate.
Drawing with EJ, that's been my highlight of the whole day.
Sometimes we get caught up in the technical, like how to make this keyframe move, that we forget to take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Being a motion designer rather than doing motion design.
It really brings out that inner child.
I have to go to this because it's kind of like going back to what I love.
A place where you get to be a kid again. This is not crowded whatsoever.
There's not as many people. Just get out of your comfort zone. Camping isn't as bad as you think.
This is my new go-to event every year.
My bunkmate is Paul Bapp, and that's where else do you get that?
You're not worried so much about the render times, just having a good time. Cut it.
Camp Mograph, we're here with you today.
I am so incredibly pumped for Camp Mograph this year. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun.
You want to go through our sponsor list here?
Yeah, let's go through the sponsor list. Hold on, let me.
Here's the thing. While you pull that up, honestly, we do not make much money off of this. This is kind of it's not that it's a not-for-profit or something like that, but we're just kind of getting this thing going. And one of the things about offsetting the cost of this all-inclusive event is that our sponsors come to the rescue when it comes to this, so that you can get a ticket for all this inclusive stuff that is affordable, because it's a hard thing to do. The only thing that you have to do is get to the camp. So you get your ticket on your flight.
I mean, you're bunking with a bunch of other motion designers and stuff like that. It's really fun. All your food, you know, the linens for the beds are included and stuff like that. All your drinks are included. You know, at a certain point in time, we're like, all right, drinks are open. Come and drink.
Come and drink.
You know, so.
Hit the keg.
And then we're bringing in a ton of amazing instructors and stuff like that, and 3 really amazing fireside presenters. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really, really cool. So big shout out to our sponsors. Without them, tickets would be twice the price of what they are. So big shout out to them. We love them. In our village sponsors are Maxon, Otoy, and Video Copilot. We're super excited to have them on board. You will be staying in one of the three villages in camp, which will be fun. Next up, we've got as our gold sponsors Grayscale Gorilla and Minimal Massive. Super excited to have them on board as well. And then our bronze sponsors A Scripts and School of Motion. So this is gonna be this camp is gonna be really, really cool. I'm really excited to see how ticket sales go tomorrow.
First
and
IRL event, man.
First IRL event since COVID.
Yeah.
I'm very,
Can't
very
wait.
excited to see how it goes. And we've if you're curious about what we've implemented as far as COVID like safety measures and stuff like that, we've added a an about page that talks about all the different safety measures that we're going through on the website that you can check out at campmograph.com. John Jags, Nate, yes, you can bring a drone.
I believe you can bring a drone. I will be bringing my drone unless there is a specific policy.
It's like 45 minutes away from an airport or any airport or anything. And it's like in the mountains and stuff like that.
As long as the forest itself
great.
is not specifically a specific type of like preserve or whatever, there's certain rules on that. But the fact that we're renting out the whole camp, I don't think they'll have a problem with it if we're okay with it. We'll double check on that, but I would say yes. I'm going to bring mine.
It is heavily wooded, I will say.
Yeah.
It is very heavily wooded versus the place that we went last time.
Like taller trees and stuff, like tall pines.
You are just covered with trees. So flying a drone may be a little difficult in places, but down near like the creek, that would be a perfect place just to fly along the creek. That'd be so cool.
Well, Jags has the new one that I have, so I don't think you could fly it in the forest like kind of low.
Yeah.
And not
or fly it
the
around
sensors are fine.
as people are like zip lining or
so
doing
fun. Just not in front of them.
The treetops ropes course and stuff like that.
You're going down a zip line and the blades are coming at you like ah! I've actually shot some people on a zip line with a drone before. It's actually really cool. Yeah.
It's gonna be this is man, I can't even tell you how excited I am for this. Like I have been looking forward to this for a year and a half. And man, the lineup that we've got of people are just incredible. And the people that I already know that are coming, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So
cool. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow on that, and we'll probably be up in the Slack channel or something talking to people. Also, if you missed the Stop Being Afraid of Houdini special last week on Thursday night with Mark and Alex, make sure you check it out. It's some really good conversation. If you're curious about the course or you're curious about Houdini in general and just want to learn a little bit more, we did continue answering that one question that we had last week about what point do you decide I want to switch over to Houdini or not. We talked about that a lot more. It was a great convo. We also talked again about the NFT scholarship that we're going to be doing, and Jeff Burns has actually donated a scholarship as well.
Awesome.
So we're going to be giving away 4 scholarships at this point now. So I'm very excited to do that. And if it's going to be a scholarship that is also minted as an NFT, you get a physical piece and it's minted.
That's cool.
So you got your minted scholarship on the blockchain. So we will announce more details about how that's going to work, what the application process is going to be here pretty soon. Just working on kind of a nice little landing page for that. And I believe that is it on the week wrap up. Before we get into anything else, are there any Octane Redshift updates, anything we should be aware of this week? Not that I particularly know of.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. Just they released the new version 2021, I believe, on standalone. The first version in Octane. Last week.
And I think we talked about that a little last week.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like there's kind of a general weight now to like this, faux NAB, this October NAB, to make some announcements now. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there will be. I think I don't know.
There's so many little things I'm waiting on from all of these companies right now, and
to me it seems like they've done, like, all these companies have had a steady release cycle every single time. Why would they change that just because of anything
to have something to do a press release on that week? I understand how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know.
But there's all these little things I'm waiting on. Like, I can't wait for like a Cinema 4D version of EmberGen. I can't wait for to try out Brigade. I can't wait to see what's going on with Redshift. What's going on with X Particles? Like, is X Particles going to come out with like GPU? There's all these little things that I'm just waiting on, and so it's going to be Christmas here pretty soon. Watch them; they're all
I
going to come
know.
out on the same day or something. But that's all I know as far as that. It's still impossible to get a video card right now. All of that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have any other links. Here's the thing: is that Fvckrender has been on the show before, and so we're not doing the usual, go through your entire life story in a nutshell, or what are your favorites of these things. So let's kind of do, before we get into NFT, because I will say this is a holiday weekend. For us, today is a holiday, and we're gonna just kind of get into this, and we might hit some NFT stuff. So if this isn't your episode, it's not your episode. So just sit back and enjoy. There will be a lot of NFT talk. But before we get to the NFT talk, let's talk about what you've been up to since the last time we talked, which is a year or so ago.
So fun. Yeah, it was a little over a year since you've been on, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed.
Yeah. I think the main thing that changed is I'm way less stressed than I used to.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I would hope.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I've done a lot of work on myself. I got out of an insane depression. I think when we did that last Mograph, I was in a very bad phase. I was in a very dark depression, and I was very bad. Like I just lost my dad. And honestly, I've done a lot of like self work and just like building my own self a little bit more. And I feel good, man. It's crazy.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Tell us about that, though, because I think a lot of people would be interested. I think they were, it's weird, but kind of encouraged to hear from you last time. I think when people hear that other people are going through the same things they are, and it's just not all shiny, like, Instagram polish.
Oh yeah.
They realize that everybody has things that go on in their lives and things. So tell us about that process, that you're feeling better now than you were a year ago. What have you been doing?
So I think the main thing is like I was living in a very small place, and like I was living is somewhere where there were nothing to do and nothing, so I was just stuck with myself. And I think that the major thing to me was just like reading more about how the brain works, how to rewire the brain and everything. And I took what I learned from these books and I put it in my own way. That really helped me. But I think moving to Vancouver, because I was an hour and a half from Vancouver. But I think moving to Vancouver really helped me to do something else than just chilling at home and working, because I was working from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and even more. So it was very unhealthy. And I stopped doing daily render. I think that really
interesting.
That really helped my my joy of life.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, I think moving to Vancouver was like the big thing for me that really helped me. And like I don't know if you guys remember, but I couldn't drive more than like 15 minutes alone.
I remember you mentioning that. Yeah,
that was such a big issue for me. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't do anything. And now all of this, I can actually drive alone, and I can go to the gym and everything. So this feels so fucking crazy. Like a year ago, I didn't thought I would be where I am mentally than right now. It's pretty sick. Biggest accomplishment so far for sure.
What is has moving to Vancouver been the main thing that has kind of helped with that, or is there more? Like what do you think is the biggest driving factor of your mental health and getting past that depression?
I think it's like at some point I remember I was driving to the gym and I was like I felt so fucking bad, and at some point I was like, there's no way, like I just want to go back to where I was when I was younger, when I was just like not fearless, but just like I didn't give a shit about anything. I just did shit. Like I didn't thought too much about, like, example, I remember when I was in White Rock, and I went to do a hike. I checked how many steps there were because I thought I would die of a heart attack there. Like, this is fucking crazy.
wow.
Like,
Yeah.
so I think, and I remember when I went to the gym, I was like, okay, I need to fucking stop this. Like, I need to find my mental state of where I used to be when I didn't overthink everything, and where I didn't just plan everything in case I would fucking die of a heart attack. This doesn't make sense. I think that this was the main thing, is just being able to appreciate the fact that I might fucking die tomorrow. Like, who cares? Like, it's part of life, and like you just need to get over it. But it's such a hard process, and even today, like, I still struggle, like, day to day with the fear of dying. But
I get that 100%. Like, sometimes, so a few nights ago, something was going on. It was like I was having trouble breathing or something like that, and I was so worried that I wasn't gonna wake up the next morning, you know? And it is like, it is debilitating. It's like you don't want to fall asleep, so you're trying to stay up, but then like, and at some point it's what finally gets you to sleep is the acceptance that it's like, all right, I'm so tired that if I just die, it's okay. You know?
Dude,
but yeah, no, I totally get that. Like that like my kid asks me all the time. He's like, "Hey, Daddy, what are you scared of the most?" And I say, "Death."
Right.
I don't want to die, you know? I want to live long enough to where I can put my mind inside a robot body and live forever.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
But yeah, I get that. And it's hard to get past. It's like, especially when it's constantly on your mind.
Yeah, I don't like. Honestly, I cannot count how many times I looked at my girlfriend at night and I'm like, adios, tomorrow I'm not there. Like,
jeez.
And I wake up tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fucking there. Like, it's
yeah.
so, like, it's crazy, but it's a good work in progress, and I feel a lot of people have the same fear or have different fears, and but yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
it's completely irrational. Like, just because of that, we're probably gonna live so fucking old and be like, can you fucking kill me already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
You are in fact a Highlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through that a lot, up and down over the years. I think like the fear of death was something that was really, really getting to me for a while, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. And I honestly, like, one of the things that I do now is just, if I ever feel that way, I just think about the fact that I'm doing the things that I can do, right? Staying healthy, you know, not smoking crack, those kind of things. You know,
that's a good thing.
Definitely don't smoke crack. But, so I feel a little bit better. And I don't really know how that went away. I do feel like exercise has helped the anxiety quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you run or do any of that kind of stuff, but I know Victor does a lot up there. I know y'all been hanging out. I don't know if you didn't know if y'all are running together or not, but
Victor Mascaro is running.
Yeah, I think so.
I never saw him. I never saw him.
Oh, no, wrong Victor.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Victor Mascaro is not.
Because we were talking about Victor earlier before the show. No, wrong Victor. Okay. Well, there's two Victors that live up in your neck of the woods. So I guess y'all haven't been hanging out. Maybe we should connect y'all.
Yeah. I'd be down. Always down. Yeah.
So that's good that you're feeling better. I think that a lot of people listening are probably have probably dealt with that in some way, shape, or form. I think we all kind of deal with that on different levels, right? And I think that, you know, just knowing that not necessarily that feeling is going to last forever, I think is good. Is good to hear from other people who have been through it and come out of it on the other end. But all right, so you've been doing that, and before we get to the NFT stuff, you know, you've been working on your personal mental health journey. What have you been doing besides NFTs in that time? You stopped. You said you stopped doing the dailies. Was there a particular reason, or were you just tired of it? Or
honestly, I think doing daily render is really toxic, man. It's, I don't know. It's like it creates a pressure on everybody else around you to do way more and do always like, I don't know, like I cannot describe how much better I feel since I dropped doing daily renders. I think daily renders really helped me get where I am. But I didn't see myself like if I want to go all day. I don't know, if a friend rent like a boat or something. I don't want to be like, oh, I need to go back because like I want to enjoy the fucking, like that doesn't make fucking sense. Like I don't know that. And the more I think about like me dying as well, is like, dude, I need to enjoy that life, like for real. Like
absolutely.
Like 10, 12 hours on a daily render, like, and it was super sunny outside. So I don't know. There's just like I think at the end of the day, is balance is key. I still work every day. Like I'm on my computer doing 3D every fucking day, but I don't force myself to release something that I'm not proud or happy with. But at the same time, daily render really helped me work super fast. And when I have commercial work, I'm able to nail these projects really fucking fast. So I think daily render can be good, but just know your limit and know how to balance things at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't imagine that I would enjoy dailies daily at all. I think it would become the biggest pain for me and the biggest. I think every day.
You have to look at what I think the idea of dailies are about. You know, the idea of dailies is to grow as an artist and learn. You know, especially when you're, you know, and it's a great thing for new artists to do. 100%. Right. You know, like look at Mike. Like even Mike, the biggest, you know, pusher of dailies. 15, 15, I can't remember. A lot of days in a row, you know. He does it because that's part of his life now. That's, you know, that's his brand, you know, and he's known for that. And if that became your brand, sure, awesome. But I mean, the reason he started it in the first place was to grow as an artist, you know. And see, if it just becomes about doing the daily, it's not making you money per se, you know, and you don't feel like you're growing as an artist. I 100% agree with the fact that you should stop, you know, especially for your own mental health, because you bring up a really interesting point, and I've struggled with this myself, especially with the NFT space coming out like this. You know, it's like, okay, I feel like I'm missing out. You know, I want to try and make an NFT so that I can try and, you know, get it on the marketplace, but then I have to take away time from my family, you know, or even doing a job where it's like, oh, sorry, I got to work 16 hours today so that we can put food on the table.
Oh, and then also do it daily after that 16-hour day. And then also do
it daily. It's like, and it's like that's not something that has to be done in order to put food on your table.
Right.
You know. And I totally get it. I totally get it.
And Rev's in the chat, and he's probably up there when it comes to, I would say, help people who have been doing dailies for a long time. I think his first one was around, I don't know, July 14th, 2017. Did I get that right? July 14th, 2017. He'll tell us here hopefully in the chat in a minute. But hopefully Rev is learning on a day-to-day basis. He's very dedicated to it, and I feel like I would just be doing it to get it done and out the door. I feel like if I really want to learn, I got to do it my own way. So
and I kind of wanted to learn how to put more thought behind my artwork as well, because at the end of the day, you're trying to tell a story, and if I don't know, sometime with dailies, I was just like, I was working from 6 a.m. to like 8 p.m. on commercial work. And after I needed to finish my daily. So of course this piece doesn't have any meaning, and meaning
of heart. Yeah.
And I got busy for like a year. So for a year, most of the pieces I was releasing, I was just like, it looks cool, but it's nothing. Like it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I did 1,500 days in a row, and I stopped after 1,500 because I was just like, okay, that's a clean number.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I guess it's because they're not saying don't do dailies, right? We're not saying
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, not at all.
Because
there's a
yeah.
purpose for them, you know? And if
Right.
if that's what you're trying to accomplish, dailies are awesome. You know, but it's like I don't want to sound like like I'm an egotistical asshole or anything, but like I I don't know how much I would grow as an artist by doing dailies, you know? Like, because a lot of the majority of stuff, like, I know how the sausage is made. I can look at a people and tell you exactly what he's done. Or I can look at some of these dailies and be like, okay, I know exactly how they did that.
Right.
You know, it becomes the point in which you're like, okay, if I want to grow as an artist, if I want to do something different, I got to do a short, you know? And to me, that feels worth it, you know? And it's not like a daily thing. It's like this, I'm going to make a short film. I'm going to put that out there because this is more of me,
Man,
you know? I can spend more time on it.
I was off by a year with Rev, by the way. It was not July 14th, 2017. It was July 14th, 2018.
Yeah, he said 3 years, I think.
I got the date right at least.
Pretty impressive.
But he wrote I've decided to branch out and do these everydays, and Winkleman underneath said, "Yeah, son." So I think that's pretty good encouragement to do dailies. So, yeah. And but yeah, sometimes Rev and I are sitting on Halo chat, and I'm like, "How long are you gonna do this for?" And he's like, "I don't know." So I think like if you're enjoying it, totally do dailies. But if it does get to the point where it feels like a burden, don't think that you have to do it. Like
you don't owe anything to anybody.
Yeah.
You're never gonna beat people because he's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's not gonna stop until he dies.
Yeah.
You gotta hope he dies at least 15 years before you do.
Right there. You go. Yeah. Should we go ahead and switch over to the drop because I feel like we're gonna head into NFTs now, don't y'all?
Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. Let's go ahead and we'll just make this whole show the drop.
All right, let's do it.
It's fine.
The drop.
Is this the fucking mic? Drop. This is exactly what I should be doing.
Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of The Drop, your weekly source for all things NFT and crypto art, as well as upcoming drops by notable people in the Mograph industry. What? I'm here.
I know. I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh,
I was like, am I live? Are we live?
Why?
Which one am I? Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Matt Milstead, along with Dave Koss. Joining us today is one of the pioneers of the NFT industry, Mr. Fvckrender Duquette, otherwise known as Fvckrender. So
don't mind me. I'm just changing the episode number right here. There you go. 16. Whoops.
That's funny. Frederick, talk to us about NFTs. How long? So
you've known about them longer than we have.
Yeah.
You've been into
the last time we talked, NFTs weren't really a thing. Like, you know, there were some people who had been getting into them. I think EJ, you know, in our me, Dave, EJ, Ariev chat, our little text message chain, kept on talking about like Super Rare or Maker's Place or something. They're like,
Ariev, you should get into this NFT thing. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, Arya was, I don't know. And now he's all over it. But talk to us about your journey, you know, how you got into it. And you, in my opinion, are one of the biggest proponents of NFTs and the
early
space
adopters
and stuff.
too.
And early adopters and like, and in my opinion, like that's kind of become your brand, you know, is like building up the NFT space and stuff like that and promoting it a lot. Talk to us about your journey.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I don't see myself as this that much, if that makes sense. But I started like about 8 or 9 months ago. Mm-hmm. I applied to Super Rare. They got me in, and I literally had no expectation. And my friend Euphoria was already selling a couple pieces there, and I was like, "Oh shit! You sold a piece for like $5,000. That's fucking crazy!" Like like even ETH aside, like crypto, I didn't know anything about crypto. I didn't know anything about ETH, anything about NFTs. And I sold this piece on Super Rare, got sold by Ioannis in less than 24 hours. We had a bid there was a bid war. I think it went for 12 ETH, which was $6,000 back in the day.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. Now
At
it's
the time,
what,
and now
like
it's
35 or something.
35K,
Yeah.
And I literally I lost my shit. I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck just happen? Like what? Like this was fucking crazy. I was literally like, not crying, but I was like, I was just in a dark phase and everything, and like I look at my girlfriend. I was like, this is fucking crazy. I can take no commercial work for like a month or two.
Yeah.
And it felt just so fucking crazy. And a week after I released another piece that got sold for I think 20 ETH.
Wow.
And this at the time was 9,000 or 10,000 something.
Yeah.
I was just losing my shit. Like literally, I was like freaking out.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I started to be super invested in this space, and like I was trying to understand why people was buying it first, because to me at the beginning I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. And there's also a part of me that was like, it has to be more than just the image. So I dug like a lot about NFTs, about crypto and all these things, and I was like, what's interesting is not the artwork. The artwork is very important, but like the token behind the artwork is one of the most important thing, and it's something that people doesn't really understand. We're probably gonna talk about this a little bit later, but yeah, so I just started to like try to learn about crypto, try to learn about investments and stuff like this. And I used to be a lot in the stock market and everything, so I was like really interested in crypto. And I had a call with my financial advisor, and I was like, hey, what do you think of crypto? And he was like, this is fucking bullshit, don't invest, you're gonna lose everything and everything. So that day I decided to take all my stocks and I put everything in.
Wow.
Hey, what do you think of this? It's terrible. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, but that was funny because my thought process was like, okay, this guy's it's like a fucking phone carrier. They want to sell me a plan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if this guy was so afraid of it, it means that he knows that it's potential. So
Right.
I was like, okay, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. So I started to invest in different coins and stuff like this. I bought like 400 NFTs by now.
Wow.
Yeah, like pretty much every sale that I make, I'm trying to put a good percentage to give back to the community and
That's good.
to help not smaller, but like smaller or just people that are super talented but are not as known, to have a couple of sales and everything. And like, yeah, like I'm always trying to find new NFTs and stuff like this. I know because of I'm saying this, I'll receive a shitload of DM of people pressuring me into buying their NFTs, which I don't buy NFTs that people are pressuring me to buy. So don't do this. Let me discover you.
Right.
That's the best way to do it. Like, but yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, I'm so passionate about all this beyond the NFT space. I'm just so passionate about the crypto and the community behind the NFT space. I think it's honestly, like, it's the community I feel the most accepted. Even like back then when I was doing daily renders and stuff like this, like the a motion design community or like all of these guys, I wasn't really appreciated, or I was always like, oh, he's another daily render artist or whatever. He's like, I was always like sidetracked, and it really like annoyed me back in the days, but that's old days. But yeah, I feel like community wise is like an amazing community, and I think people are really there to support each other, because it's not it's not about like who makes the most, but it's about how can we all make a living out of this, and we can take less commercial work and be like, okay, like we can create the best fucking work we can do now because we don't have to work 80 hours a week to do a fucking spinning bottle that in someone's eyes, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went far on that question. I'm sorry about that.
No,
no. I mean, I think anybody who's been watching NFTs has kind of been watching what you've been doing, and I think people are really interested to see how this all came about because you had a lot of daily renders, and I think that was definitely helpful in that case, right?
Yeah.
And so
you had a pretty good following before you started, you know, the NFT space.
Yeah.
A question, because who does the person? So I'm curious about that first piece that you sold because I feel like that's probably worth a lot now. You know, like, right? It's like, so has that person like resold it, or have you tried to get it back or anything like that?
No, actually, like I became a super good friend with Ioannis. Once I'm getting vaccinated, Joe and I are going in Greece. We're gonna meet up. He's super sick. But no, he told me like he's never gonna sell it. Like he doesn't even want to sell it, which is cool because it makes everything more like
yeah.
But yeah, he's an amazing person. Him and Barry bought my two pieces after. Amazing people. Like it's crazy like how many friends I have made in the NFT space, as much as collectors as artists. It's fucking crazy. I really love that community. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up because even Phil here in the chat, he says he's made so many new friends through NFTs. And it's been so great, too, because we've popped on some of these Discords, and there'll be like 80% people that you already know, right?
Yeah.
And so your friends are in here, and all of a sudden these new people are in here, and they're friends of friends and things, and they're instantly your friends as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been great. It's been just revitalizing this sense of community, especially during a time when everybody's locked in their own house.
That was the perfect moment. And I just want to sidetrack here, but like to all the people that just joined the NFT space or the community and they're not selling or they're not having as much success as they would expect to, I think patience is key. And like it took me, I had a piece that took me 3 months to sell, even if like my market was going super good. So like I think everybody needs to be patient, and like I'm sorry, but if you give up on this community, like it's gonna be even harder to come back or something. But yeah, like there's a lot of positive thing about this, but I totally understand how challenging and mentally burning it can be to see everybody else around you having some kind of success. Because even like I consider myself having some sort of success in that space, but I'm also how can I say that? When I see like someone having success, I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Like I'm not jealous of that person, and I feel like jealousy can make your art go bad, if that makes sense. I don't know.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
But all I want to say is for newcomers to just be patient and good work, and good work will be seen, and it needs to connect with the collectors too. So like you cannot expect everybody to like your art like when you post it. Like that's one of the main things.
I think if you compare it to just doing art in general for clients, it really makes sense as well. You're not going to enter the space and say, look, I've got Cinema 4D, I've got Octane, I'm making a thing, now somebody hire me right now. Because you have to make a name for yourself even if you're going to do business, even if you're
100%.
Not doing NFTs, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So tell us about, I want to know a little bit more about the Nifty experience, because Nifty is kind of different than the other platforms. Yeah, it's this gigantic one that came around, and that's the platform where it's like, oh man, you get on Nifty, you're gonna make $1 million.
Make $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk about that experience a little bit.
Yeah, Nifty is pretty crazy. Honestly, like Tommy from Nifty is one of the nicest person I met. So this guy is like 23 or 24 years old, and he's probably the busiest 23 years old person I've ever like met. Like, this is fucking crazy, and he takes time to reply to literally everybody. I feel like in the NFT space, Nifty Gateway has the best artist relation platform. I feel the other platform don't really give a shit about you that much. That's the feeling I had from other platform. But yeah, Nifty is amazing. Like, and what's interesting with Nifty is like, it's a show. When you have your date, it's a show. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna release an artwork on like a different platform.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like you're just releasing on Foundation or something. Yeah.
Right.
Like, so
you are the featured artist of the day.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know? And that's got to feel important. Yeah.
And so Nifty did their mistakes. They've been greedy a lot with like 5 drops a day for which I totally understand, because when you're in, it must be so hard to be like, oh shit, no, we need to like your favorite, like The Weeknd is coming at you and be like, hey, I want to do a drop on your platform. Like, imagine how hard it is to say no to this, even if you know that, I don't know, like, not trying to be on any side, but like, yeah. But Nifty for me, it was an amazing experience, and it let me do something that I wanted to do for so long, which is the Fvckrender. I've always wanted to learn on Unreal Engine, and I always wanted to create like this kind of universe with big sculptures of mine, and like sitting on lands.
Yeah.
So this is something I couldn't do before NFTs, because I was working 80 hours a week, 200 hours. So there's no time for me to learn Unreal. So after my first drop on Nifty, I did quite well at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm not taking any work. I'm just gonna learn Unreal. Like, literally every day I was learning Unreal. I created this Fvckrender. That Fvckrender drop went fucking crazy. Like, I was so, like, honestly, I was shaking for 2 days, and I was literally crying for a week, because I was like, this is so surreal. Like, it was so fucking crazy.
Yeah, explain
talk to me about
that.
It, because
I saw it too, but I don't really know everything about it. Like, I want to know.
I wasn't in the space too much yet when you had launched that.
Yeah. So what do you mean? What's the question?
So
talk to us about the Fvckrender verse.
Yeah.
So the Fvckrender is like, so to me, when I was releasing image and people were buying these images, I was like, I'm a 3D artist. Like, there's no, it didn't make sense for people to pay, I don't know, $100,000 for, oh shit, I need to charge my
So I can look it up in the meantime while this is going on. So from what I remember, he built this thing in Unreal, and I haven't been able to look into like anything Unreal. I haven't been able to load Unreal 5 or any of that. That's probably a good subject too, because the Unreal 5 YouTube stream came out last week, and they were talking about what some of these new features are going to be, including this, what is it called? It's not Lumi, it's Luma something or other, and it looks like it's almost like replacing RTX, as far as I can tell, as far as what I'm looking at with Brandon. But you can try out this new.
I haven't looked at any of the new Unreal 5 stuff.
If you look at the brand Clem on Instagram, you can see an example of this. So he's working on a course for us right now, and so he has in his chapter 1 this room that he built, and So what he's done is he's taken this room and he's run it through their new Lumen system, and it's looking almost basically like it did in ray tracing. This is not ray tracing, which that's what's crazy. This new system is like fake ray tracing. So,
Interesting.
Very interesting.
That's
so
crazy.
So he put those in there. There you are.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all. It's all good.
As I said earlier, I just moved, so everything is like dispatched
Everywhere. Yeah.
in my new place. But yeah.
So tell us about, like, I'm interested about the 3D Unreal aspect of this.
Yeah.
Where do you go to look at this?
Yeah, so if you go on Fvckrender.com, you download a file that is about 4 gigs. We're currently working on making it auto update and on Steam.
Cool.
With wallet connection, so you can buy NFTs directly on the Fvckrender. Sorry, I kind of want to sneeze.
Do you put your own NFTs in here, or can you see other people's NFTs? How does that work?
Yeah, so right now, so the main goal to me was like, okay, how can I display my NFTs? And I wanted to create something that was never done before in the NFT space, which was seeing the actual object, all my NFTs in the same place, in virtual, so people can experience it. And I wanted to make a meditative experience as well. So I created these like super simple minimalistic landscape, but just big enough and with like calming music, so you can just like walk and see, and like big sculpture, like a museum basically, but like a virtual museum. So yeah, I'm not like a game designer, so it was very fucking challenging to
I'm sure
to do this. And like the first build I did like all by
yourself. There it is. Bless you.
Yeah, so I did all by myself, and it was really challenging to like decimate object and like textures object and everything. And after the first drop, the first Fvckrender, I was able to hire devs to help me. So I hired one of my good friend, Dan God, who now helped me to make sure everything runs smoothly. So I create all the landscape, I create everything, but I take this package, I give it to Dan, and I'm like, okay, can you just make sure this works? And example, if I need like some transition or stuff like this. Oh my God.
That's it.
It's not COVID. I'm good. But yeah, and Dan has been helping me so much to make sure everything runs smoothly, and like if I wanted to do integration of like things that I personally don't know how. But yeah.
So I guess
I'm downloading it right now. I want to look at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So talk about your girlfriend's involvement in this as well.
Yeah. I think the last time we had talked, the last time we had you on the show, she had just gotten into 3D and was starting to do like dailies with you.
Oh, that's
as
right.
well,
That's right. Gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's so fucking good. Like honestly, I'm blown away. Like she's very talented, and she works so hard. But yeah, I think a few months after the show, she decided to quit her day job at the restaurant because she really hated this place, and it was very mentally hard for her to work there. Because anyway, long story, but yeah. And she quit that job, and that day like Christina Aguilera shared one of her image on Instagram, and she was like,
rock on,
that's a sign. And she started to have like a couple gigs, and like it was pretty crazy, like to see her grow that fast. But yeah, she's so fucking good. Like
Yeah, and which ones? Because she does the buildings. She does a lot of like architecture, right?
Yeah.
So which ones were released on Nifty? I'm trying to remember now. She's got a lot of them, but
yeah, Lavish probably you're talking about.
Lavish. Okay, cool. I'll try and find it here, but
yeah, it's beige on Instagram, so it's beige on
it's
on Nifty as well.
__beige ___, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I bet
Yeah,
that's a tough one to keep the handle on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. The fucking underscore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just bring up her whole account just to go through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
Sick.
yeah. So I bet that was nice too. What was her reaction to doing the nifty thing? I'm sure that was emotional.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Like this whole month was like just completely surreal, honestly. Like to me personally, my second nifty drop, I felt so weird, because I don't know, I kind of felt guilty of making that amount of money in this short time. I was really feeling anxious about this, and I don't know, like people will find me fucking stupid and idiot to say that, but like I just didn't feel good about this. And I know people are like, oh, I fucking wish this would be me. Of course, like I'm super stoked and I'm super proud of everything, and I'm like, when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucking crazy, and like I'm so grateful for this. But like on the moment, I was just like so like paralyzed and anxious and everything. It just felt weird, like I don't know.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it is life changing. It 100%. You know, and I sold my Beeple piece for. Ended up making 165,000 off of it. You know.
That's easy.
And that alone was life changing for me. You know.
That's crazy.
I got no more debt. You know, and you go from like. You go from $100 being like really tough to pull off, you know, like, oh, you get a bill for $100 to like you get a bill for $1,000 and it's like, okay, I'll just pay it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a completely it completely changes the way that you think, you know? Yeah. And like there is a guilt that comes with it because you're like, oh, I should be investing in other people's stuff, but you know, I also got to pay my stuff and make sure that I'm good, and I don't want people to hate me because I'm not buying their stuff and all this stuff. Yeah, it's a weird transition in your mind to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. And like, but I think just from resale NFTs, I made like a good amount of money, which was like pretty crazy to think about this. Like, yeah.
Talk to me about the you've done a few collaborations, right? You did one with Zed.
Yep.
I actually picked up one of those pieces.
Nice.
And then also you did a collaboration with what's his name? Musician. Yeah, Post Malone. Yeah, talk to me about those collabs, because those are two of the biggest artists in the world, you know.
Okay, so the Post Malone one was really sketchy.
Okay.
Like really fucking sketchy.
Why's that?
First, there's no fucking music on the piece.
Okay.
And this annoys me to a level that I don't really want to talk about it, but the old project was, I'm super stoked because it's Post Malone and everything, and I got to talk with them and him and his management and everything, but like.
So I thought there was no music on the piece because like Facebook took the audio down.
Oh no, there was just no audio at all. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this one, like, it's cool. I love the piece I did for this. I think it's fun, but yeah, like I don't really care. Zed is an amazing person. One of the artists that I work with that is the most humble and the most genuinely interested in knowing people. So I literally have nothing bad to say about Zed, and it was like so sick to work with Gabe as well. Gabe is an amazing visual artist. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't think I would ever do collab with musician anymore. Just because I feel that collectors are a little bit tired of musician coming in the space, because like as much as I love Zed and everything, he doesn't engage with the community. He doesn't like interact with the community, and he's super busy, which makes total sense. Like this is like hey, you should do this, Zed, or like I'm not bashing against this guy. I love Anton so much, but yeah, I think collectors once, if they buy a piece for a couple $100,000, they kind of want to chat with the artist. Makes sense.
That has been one of my biggest beefs about some of the musicians entering the space is that it sometimes just feels like a cash grab.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And you know, with us doing the drop, we've done now 16 episodes. And if I go on Nifty Gateway and I'm looking at what drops are happening for the week, and it's a musician and they do not even promote it on their Twitter,
Their own.
Fuck this.
I'm out. To
Yeah,
me,
because it means they don't care about it.
It means they don't care.
Even if they were social media managed
they don't
by.
care about the space enough to be able to promote their own work. It's like, okay,
even if they were managed by.
Why are you pinning your newest album and you're okay with that, but you're not pinning, you know,
because
your NFT drop that is coming up that week.
Because their label is telling them to pin that, and they're having their social media person pin that. The social media person, like, if it was important enough, the artist would even tell the social person, hey, I'm doing this thing. This is really important. This needs to be on my Twitter account or whatever, right? But it's not on there because nobody cares. And I'm betting you that the label, I'm not saying that it's like it's going to hurt them in any way, but I bet there's kind of some reason they're not promoting it. It would be my bet. Maybe they're not making any money off of it. So
yeah, no, they're not making that much money out of it. The management is taking most of it, which really sucks. But also the only musician from the top of my head that I think they have their place in the NFT space is, of course, BlVcK. BT just had an insane release. There's Latch, which does all the Mad Dog Jones music. And there's someone else that, Don Diablo has done pretty good too, and it has been part of the community a lot. So I think the musician winners is like the community involved people for sure.
For sure.
Totally.
It's just got to be genuine. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It's got to be a pairing that makes sense. So Speaking of which, Matt, did you want to talk about this week's drops? Let's do that real quick.
Jump over to the drops. Sorry, I got to pull that up.
I was supposed to have it drop this week.
Were you?
Oh, really?
But like I had to cancel it because I'm doing a Sotheby's, which is fucking.
Oh,
yes. I wanted
let's
to talk to you about
that.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Before we jump over to the stuff coming up, talk about the Sotheby's.
And I got to use the restroom. I'll be back.
Yeah. So, honestly, like Sotheby's and Christie's has always been like a major goal for me, and it's not something that I ever thought I would be able to do because I'm a digital artist, you know. So to me, I was like, I'm just like doomed to do commercial work or to execute someone else's vision. So, but yeah, like I don't know, like Sotheby's, and this piece is super sick. Like I like it's crazy because back then I wasn't able to say that I love an artwork that I did. But this artwork, I fucking love it. Like it's it's fucking crazy.
This is also one for for Shift. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once Dave gets back, I'll have him bring it up. I just found it online. It's a very pretty piece.
Yeah, so I really love this piece. Like the colors are fucking sick, and what's interesting about this is it's written with my own smart contract, which is very interesting because I think it gives more provenance, and it's gonna be interesting to see more artists using their own smart contract instead of using super smart nifty gateways.
Yeah.
So I got my friends at Manifold to help me write this contract. So from now on, pretty much all my NFTs will be on this particular smart contract.
Are you able to, so once you create a smart contract under your own, how do you go about like selling it like through like Maker's Place or.
So you cannot sell them on Super Makers or Nifty or any. Pretty bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could. I mean, you
Dave,
could.
can you bring up the link that I just sent you?
Sure.
This is the Sotheby's piece. Sorry, go ahead.
There we go.
You could, but like to me, I'm more interested in building my own platform to sell my own NFTs.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to be dependent on any platform. Right. But I will still be using Super Rare and Nifty Gateway for sure because I love them and like they are amazing platform. But I just wanted to create something for me as well.
Sure. I mean, that's the thing. That's what you're doing in this entire space is you're creating a brand for yourself. You're expanding your brand, I should say, not creating because you've already got a brand. But I mean, why shouldn't it all be under one place? That's so smart, dude. Like that's fucking genius. It's like exactly. You got the Fvckrender universe. You've got now basically you're doing it under a Fvckrender contract and stuff like that. It's like that's genius, man. That's good. And that to me like that adds so like a whole nother level of legitimacy where you actually built it under your own. You did it under your own contract, right? Versus doing it under someone else's. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's important to. I think the most important thing about NFT and crypto is like how can you use the technology for your goods and how can you do something crazier with that technology? Because if you only release an image and you think someone will buy it, I'm sorry, but it's not just this. It has to go. It has to go deeper and people has to. I'm sure there's a lot of people releasing an image and not doing anything, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't sold it. This fucking NFT space is fucking bullshit." Like, of course it's bullshit. You're not doing any fucking thing to like sell it, and it's not like by shilling your art on posts, and it's not like by DMing collectors to be like, "Hey, buy this, buy this." Right. This never gonna work. If I see a Twitter DM of like, "Oh, you should buy this," I'll never buy it. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you want collectors to buy your art, make people talk about it. That's the advice I can tell. Like talk about it. Do something fucking crazy. And you
have a gimmick or sell a physical piece. Have something to do. And that's the other thing. It's not like you have to just do an NFT and have a gimmick for it. You can do other things in your life and find a way to attach an NFT to it. For example, the scholarship we're doing. There's no reason it has to be an NFT, but it's going to be because you can say, look, I have my certificate for my scholarship on the blockchain. You got to think of some interesting things to do. A lot of people who do like really cool, like awesome models will do like a physical version of it that they'll 3D print. There's so many different ways to approach it instead of just like DMing people and say, buy this.
Totally.
And like it's interesting because like by having the scholarship on your wallet, that's so sick because now you can put the scholarship somewhere in your collection or something. So to me, it's like a pride, It's like I remember when I was going to my dad's office, he had like all of his diploma and stuff like this. So it's basically this now. Like I sometimes I just go see people's wallet and I'm like, oh, they have this, like they have this CryptoPunk and like it's just I don't know, I think it's cool, and I think NFT will see a big boom in the next few years when we're gonna be like example like a CryptoPunk only events or like a scholarship only events, like this is where it's heading, like, and like it or not, it's where it's heading, like this is gonna be it, like.
And there's even a fifth a fifth scholarship that we're talking about doing right now as well, which is and we got to figure out exactly how the details work of this too, but it's more of it would be a one-time scholarship that we would sponsor, which would be kind of a pass the baton type scholarship sponsor, because a lot of times you'll take a class or you'll get into something and then you'll learn a lot and you want to pass it down. So there are people that might take the class and get really good at Houdini, and then be like, okay, well, I've learned everything that I could from this, and they'll have like some up and coming artists that they're mentoring and teaching about Houdini and whatnot. And so the idea is that whoever holds the NFT to this scholarship passes it down to the next person, because there's the proof of ownership on the blockchain. So whoever owns this on the blockchain currently has the login for the class.
Yeah, dude, I think even any login might be with wallet at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It just makes sense because it's so simple and it's so secure. I don't know we'll see how it goes, but like I'm so interested with all this. It's crazy, man. It's yeah,
and so I guess before Matt comes, Matt's not back yet to do these drops, so we could probably get into just the. Oh wait, he's here. Let's do this first. So I want to talk about just cryptocurrency in general, but let's do the drop list first, real quick, and talk about what's coming up this week, and then we'll do that. Matt, you are muted, sir.
What's up? Sorry, I didn't want you guys to hear me pee.
Oh,
so,
why?
That's funny.
All right, so this is my biggest beef, and Frederick, I don't know if you can, like,
you got connections.
You know, yeah, you got some connections. Start telling some people, because this is my biggest beef with Nifty Gateway and a little bit of Maker's Place. You know, I want to be able to see some of the drops that I'm, wanting to bid on or whatever ahead of time, and no one posts this stuff. It's like the NFT space for some of these drops has become very cryptic, where it's like, ooh, I'm doing a drop, but you won't know what I'm going to drop until I drop it, and then you have 5 minutes to buy it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I know. I totally get this point, and unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna change, because this creates some fucking fake scarcity or something.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, I feel you. But there's ways to see everything. If you go on OpenSea and you type the artist,
okay.
And everything a week ahead.
Oh, okay. All right, that's
maybe
secret,
I'll start
Matt.
doing that for the drops, so I can see what these pieces are, because even some of these pieces, like, for example, on the 3rd,
but we don't even know who the people are. That's the problem. You don't even know who to look up, because they're not even listed until Monday morning, if that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's hard. Anyway, okay, so first up we've got and if you know any of these artists or have something you'd like to input on, that would be awesome. Raf Grassetti on Nifty Gateway. This one's dropping today. These are really pretty, these sculptures and stuff like that.
And it's super nice too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, very pretty. It's an edition of 30. It's relatively well priced.
See, these are the things that would be nice to see inside of 3D. And by the way, I was going to ask you, can you see these things in VR in your Renderverse?
Yeah.
Your stuff. Okay.
Nice.
See, these are the things that, like, if I bought this and I could put on my VR helmet and just walk around this and study it and look at it, that right there is awesome for sure.
Some people having issue with Fvckrender and the VR, but I know most people can do it, and we're currently working on a fix. But fixing bugs has been really challenging for people that know games. But yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, though.
Yeah.
What else you got? Ooh, Greg Mike.
Yeah. Okay. So, Secret Walls. This is on the 2nd. One thing that I like in the past few weeks, Nifty Gateway has started not doing them all the time, right?
Yeah.
So Secret Walls is doing a drop on June 2nd. And it's interesting. You don't know unless you start digging in. But Greg Mike helped out on the project, and y'all will know Greg Mike from a lot of his spray paint cans. That
all the beer, like different beer cans and all that.
Yeah. Like really cool stuff. I love Greg Mike's.
I really wanted to buy one of his.
I know. I know. So super cool stuff. I'm excited about that one. Also on the 2nd, Luis de Guzman. See, this what sucks. Like Luis de Guzman is a really talented artist. There's no link, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I went on their Twitter and they're not promoting it or anything, but Luis is a super talented artist, has done a bunch of like some collabs on some like SpongeBob SquarePants stuff, and I thought it was cool, but it's like, come on, man, give me a link to your NFT. I want to see what it looks like. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that one out there. On the 3rd of June, there's another one that I don't have a link to. Kid Mograph and Ya Wolf are doing a collab together. So I went to both their Twitters. I don't know what it looks like or what's going on with it or teasing it. I'd sure love to see it.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Hey, guys, I'm coming back in 1 second. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah, man, totally. So the and the biggest thing is like with this, it's like we know Kid Mograph. We're promoting Kid Mograph because I know Kid Mograph is a talented artist, and that's the reason why I will at least
because we know who he is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the next one is I don't know entirely what this is about. See, this goes into the I want to know the story behind it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Arctic House.
Arctic House.
Arctic House or Arctic House.
Mm-hmm.
With Vince Frazier. So Arctic House is it's kind of similar to from what I understand, it's like Meow Wolf,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say it looks like there's like projection
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see, but I don't know what they're doing as far as
like what's the actual NFT
space is going to be.
Yeah. Again, where an explanation is needed,
Where an explanation is needed. Yeah. At
for
least
sure.
with, I know with some of like Beeple's stuff, he's been doing drops, but he's actually set up a website specifically for it to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, like I want more information on this stuff,
Yeah.
Okay, and then on the 6th, Jan Silva, I don't have a link.
Again,
I don't have a link.
Same
to
thing.
anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I would personally check Rap Grassity, Too Much Lag for sure. I think Too Much Lag is a big innovator in the space.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Mograph and Jai Wolf, I think it's gonna be interesting. I love both of them. I've worked with Jai on his tour visual for so many years.
Cool.
So I love these two, and Jen Silva for sure is such an amazing photographer. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like very sick what he's gonna release.
Cool.
Awesome.
And
See, and that's why we need someone like you on the show basically weekly, to, who's in the space and knows the artists and stuff like that. Like it's good, just that little extra bit
to get
and
that
it's funny
information.
because,
That's what information needs to be on the site, though.
Get me anytime, guys. I like this.
What's interesting is that like the throughout the weeks and stuff like that, we see some of these recurring artists doing multiple drops on like multiple places. Like, 1 week they'll do one on Nifty Gateway, the next week on Maker's Place or something. Yeah. And then we start to get to know these artists, and that is what I really, really like. I really, really like. Like the other day, it might have been one of these other people on the drop this week where they did a piece based off of like a Renaissance picture or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were showing off different like NFT spaces. And I was like, I know who that artist is. I know who that artist is. I know who that artist is. And it's like all because we started doing the drop and we started getting into this NFT space. That's one thing that I love about this space is that you get to know new artists and stuff without actually having to like research or like meet up in person and stuff like that. It's been good. So anyway, I digress. Next up on the Maker's Place drops this week. Tomorrow we have Meta Phoenix. Frank Wilder is their name. They're doing a drop. This reminds me very much of like a Burning Man type thing, you know? And so there's multiple versions of it and stuff. I don't know. Pretty cool stuff. Kind of neat. Next up on the 2nd, you've got I'm gonna butcher this name, and I'm pretty sure I've butchered this name before. Marat Sajiner, something like that. Come on, Frederick, help me out.
Sajiner.
I don't know.
Sajiner?
Yeah. But they've done a few drops over the few weeks, and then so they're dropping a new one. I really like their work. It's very pretty. Yeah, that's about all I have to say.
So these are
for
the
it.
ones that
these
already
are ones
sold?
these are ones that have sold previously. I
Okay.
think it's a continuation onto this same flying fish like group or whatever. So anyway, next up we got Antonio Garcia Villarreal. And I will say I knew all these artists because Maker's Place sent me an email saying this is what drops are
Right.
happening next week, and
Yeah.
they sent it to me on Friday, and I was like, yes, all right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
And I do like that they have a nice little description so that I know a little bit about it and stuff
Right.
like that. But this is cool, you know. You've got editions 1 through 3, $13. Editions 4 through 11,
Nice.
3. So
Affordable?
I mean that's fun, yeah. And so
These are cool.
I was reading about this, and the pieces I think are made live on a live stream, and like they take every 13th suggestion on the live stream. You know what I'm
weird.
saying? And they add that into it. I don't know. It's really interesting. So I would love to go look and see if I can find one of the live streams.
like
But I
that
thought
one.
the concept was neat. Just like talking about having a shtick.
Right.
Not
Having a
just shtick,
thing.
but like having a thing. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
So-
See, the gimmick really helps for sure.
Yeah. So next up we got Julian o-hayon. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's dark mode. Is it Black?
It's
Paris?
Black Paris, but
Black Paris.
BlVcK.
VCK, right? But
Hey,
see,
copying you there,
right?
Fvckrender.
But
It's
it
not-
could be. I mean, if you do it with a U,
Yeah,
you know, there's
BlVck.
no
It's a
specific
BlVck.
way. It could be BlVck Paris, you know, but I'm sure it's Black
I
Paris.
think it's supposed to be like an
Um,
upside down A.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Totally. So the drop, I thought this was pretty cool. You know, neat little
Whoa.
stuff.
Oh, I saw
That
this one.
is
Dang.
gorgeous. That is totally gorgeous. So really pretty stuff. I really like it.
Yeah,
Got your
considering everything is
typical
black,
astronaut in space.
I'm
you know?
assuming that it's not BlVck, it's black. That's, man, that's awesome looking for sure.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I love the matte black look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it as far as the big drops. As far as community drops, we've got Lorcan O'Shanahan did a drop a little while ago, and as I was doing calls for it in the Slack, this one was reminded to us. So I think we
Cool.
may have mentioned this one before, but it's really pretty piece. I really like it. Yeah.
And I will
So-
say mine is still available. I lowered the price because
still-
ETH was so low or was so
Yeah,
high.
I mean, Lorcan did that on this piece.
Right.
You know? It's like the price goes up, and like it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
yeah.
I lowered mine because it was way too high because it was, I forget, it was priced at like 1.8 ETH, which had become way too expensive to buy, especially
Yeah.
for a piece like mine, which I don't have a lot of other pieces or art or anything.
Mhm.
And so then I lowered it. Then of course crypto took a dump, and now it's like listed for practically nothing. So I did want to talk a little bit about just cryptocurrency in general and just kind of get your idea of that.
I love this.
What you moved a lot of money into crypto, and how
Yeah.
are you feeling about the recent dip?
Okay, so everything that I'm gonna say is not financial advice.
Right.
Just so
Mograph.com does not support void were prohibited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but like honestly, like I'm a long-term person. I lost a lot of money like last week. Like literally, it was really like it was. I was a little bit freaking out inside, but I was calm, and I was like I'm a long-term person, so I'm like. I'm not even looking to cash out next week, so why this shouldn't affect me, because I know where this whole project of ETH and everything is going, where it's going. I think we're far from done. I think we've seen a very fucking crazy spike, and I think it's LT that it dropped at the level we are right now. I would like to see, honestly, like it could go to 1500, and I wouldn't stress. Like I mean it's part of the game. It's not the stock market. It's way more volatile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's open source, so a lot of people come in, come out, take out, take in, and so it's, I don't know. Like
What do you think drove that dip though?
So I'm not quite sure, but I think it's over. I don't know if I have the proper word in English, but over leverage. So people that got loans to buy lungs, or I'm not sure the proper term in English, but like people that just took loans and they really got fucked up and they had to cash out at some point because they were in too massive loss. I think it just made like an escalated downward escalated pattern or something. But yeah, I think this, and like a lot of weekends, a lot of people were seeing like, oh shit, it's crashing. I'm taking out of all of my ETH, and like I feel like weekends is like probably the COVID-19 of crypto. Like it's a but at the same time, I totally understand. Like if you put your food money in crypto, you're never gonna survive. Like you need to put gamble money on crypto and not like
Yeah, you definitely don't want to put all of it in there. Are you going in? Are you going in multiple currencies? What's your?
Yeah. So my biggest is ETH. So yeah, I was pretty shocked last week. But my favorite coins right now is I'm a big supporter of Axie Infinity, which is their token is AXS.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about coins.
Yeah, so this project is amazing because it's a play to earn game. I don't personally play the game that much, but I buy these Mystic Axies, which are quite expensive. Like I paid one, I think 30 ETH.
Whoa. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's really crazy, but it's a very rare one. They're like Pokemons, but the reason why the reason I love this project is they're helping people around the world making money. And for us, it might be nothing, but for people, I took a famous example, but in Philippine right now, there's a lot of Axie players. And they're making about $200 to $400 a month, which for them is probably I'm not quite sure, but there's an amazing documentary about Axie in Philippines. And I recently started this scholarship program where I bought a bunch of Axies and I give them to people in need in Philippines, so they can play. So they play all day. I just gave my first payout yesterday to my first scholars. Her name is Angelica, and I gave her, I think it was $300 USD, and she made that like in half a month, which was pretty crazy.
But it's a game though. Like, what's the game part of it though?
It's a game, and you collect SLP, which is Smooth Love Potion, and you can trade these Smooth Love Potion for ETH or for anything else, but you can use them for breeding as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because every purchase of Axies that's going on the website, every Axies that you bought, like the 30 ETH, there's a percentage of this sale that goes to the play to earn. So for the players to buy, to get to be paid basically. So yeah, and now I have 2 scholars. My goal is to have 10 scholars. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's an amazing project, and I feel like this will this is a project I really believe in because they've been doing so well, and they're not like, they've been always in the top chart, but they never had like this crazy spike, like I don't know, like any NFT project that you see that's
it's very
coming
long
out.
term.
Yeah, like the Gary V project, like it
Yeah.
goes crazy. Oh, ISL NFT project, blah, blah. This to me, if it's the ISL, it means that in 2 weeks it's not gonna be anything, literally. That's how I see it. So Axis always has been top chart, but like they've been super silent. They've just been doing their shit. But yeah, AXS is pretty much the thing I bought the most.
How do you feel about Gary V's project, by the way?
No comments. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I just, do you feel like it's gonna work out, or does it also seem like a cash grab to you? It kind of does to me, because it's like it's a mixed bag, because he's somebody who's
he
like
understands the space.
He understands the space, but yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to be careful. He started to follow me this week, so, but I think it's bullshit. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. Like, to me, I buy something if it looks good first. This is why example, the Bored Ape. I prefer this project over MeBits example, because to me, Bored Ape looks so fucking cool. So yeah, me personally, I'll never buy the VFriend, or I don't know. It just doesn't fit my style that much.
Sure.
I really hope he's gonna make a big success and it's gonna help people. But because at the end of the day, the goal is not to help him; it's to help people. If you sell, like how I see this is, to me, like when I do a drop, is it's not about me making money on the primary market. Is how people will make money, like flipping my thing. That's the main thing I think about is this. And I think I actually did a great job. Like if you see, of course the market right now is not super good, but if you see the Soulstone was $2,500 and they were selling for $40,000 at some point.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the main goal, is for others to make money over me making money. Like I'm more comfortable than I could ever imagine, and I just feel that now I just want to do like things that are very limited and more smaller price, so people can actually flip them.
Yeah.
And hold, like I prefer when people hold them and forever for sure. But if someone can make money and pay their debt, dude, to me that's the best reward over them.
That was the thing. Like Mike texted me, as soon as the piece that I was selling sold, and he's like, dude, you just made this much money, like, and it was the day before his Christie's sale, and he said, dude, I think I'm more excited for you right now than I am about this Christie's sale tomorrow. And that's so cool. Yeah, I think I speak for myself, but I'm in a position where I'm super comfortable, and like I just want to make sure that people that buys my shit, it gains value at the end of the day. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
totally.
But as far as crypto, there, like I can share my Etherscan address so you can see.
Do you have any render tokens?
Of course. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Render is like that's my coin. That's the one that I love more than anything. Yeah. Because I think the stuff that Otoy is doing with the render tokens are just like phenomenal. And the fact that they just moved over to the new version 6, and we can start using the 30 series cards in order to mine render and like render people's jobs. Like it's not just it's not the same, they don't have the environmental impact that everything does, because it's got a purpose behind it.
Right.
You're helping
actual
other artists
render
and stuff
things.
like that, and you're
Yeah.
And
so
honestly,
it's cool.
The environmental impact is. I don't want to jump on this, but like.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
It has been proven that there's way worse thing than. So I'm not saying crypto is good at all for environment, but like I feel there's a lot of misinformation out there.
And there's also a lot of ways that people are working to fix.
100%. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
Render's my coin.
Yeah. I think the big thing is like thinking about the long term in this, as far as platforms, as far as coins, as far as everything, is like you know, when everything shakes out, what is going to be the norm? I think that's really the big thing. And like you were saying about some of these platforms, it's just like random platform here, random platform here. And then there's a big push and it something happens like Gary V's. It's launched. Okay, well now what? Now what happens? Now it's launched and the hype has happened, but what happens in the long tail? Like what's 5 years from now on that platform?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's like every time that someone come in to me with a NFT project, I'm like, the first question I ask is, where do you see yourself with this project in 5 years? And if they don't have a clear vision, to me, it's never gonna make it. Like it's never gonna work. Like to me, I know exactly where I'm at in 5 years with Fvckrender. Like literally, I know exactly where I'm at. So yeah, you need to be prepared to like. Even now we're seeing like a down market, and a lot of artists are gonna get out and be like, oh, okay, this market is not real and everything. And when it's gonna come back up, they're not gonna be there. Like even if the market is down, make your name there. And so when it's back up, the fucking wave will hit you up. Like
if anything, that's the point in which you start pushing out more work, and you know because people saw this big kind of cash grab here a few months ago, and it's like, oh, there was a huge influx of artists, you know, and a huge influx of work. Well, some of those people, me being one of them, have dropped off, you know, and are not putting out work right now. And it's like, okay, so all those people who posted stuff who haven't actually done anything since that one piece, you know, now's your time to actually get in there, you know, because there's less artists now.
Yeah, and like I've done like some pretty like insane sales in the past few months, and I had a recent foundation. Like my first foundation was 171 ETH, which is fucking
I saw that. That was insane.
My last foundation is 6.9 ETH.
Wow.
But this didn't like, oh, I when I saw that, I wasn't like, oh, like Fvckrender is dead, like
right.
Like there's ups and downs, and like if someone bought it for 6.9, that's a fucking good deal for them at this point.
Right.
If someone if someone buys your piece for 0.1 or 0.5 or 1 or anything, any price right now, and it's lower than you think it's worth, they just paid for a good price. And make sure that these people that add this fucking crazy price on your piece, in like 2 weeks or 2 months, they'll be able to sell it for, I don't know, 10 ETH or 15 ETH or anything. And after that 6.9 ETH sell, I had one at 40 ETH, which was pretty crazy for the market. So it moves, and people some days there's less people that will buy stuff, and don't let this discourage you. It shouldn't, and it's okay to do less sales or smaller sales. Like it's there's always that pressure of like making the biggest sale or everything. That doesn't make sense.
Right. That was my thing when I first got into the space. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna price this about, you know, 1 ETH or something like that. But eventually it was like, who am I? I'm a nobody. I haven't made my unlike you, I hadn't made myself known in the industry as an artist. I had only made myself known in the industry as a podcaster, right? So like no one knew who I was. So it's like at that point, it's like I had posted some stuff on Rarible, and I was like, you know what? I'm basically just gonna give this away. You know, I put it to the lowest possible amount I possibly could. You know, some people picked them up. You know, they could buy them for, I think it was like $8, you know, or $30 or something like that. Buying my pieces, you know, and I sold them all. That's fine, you know. And I sold another one of my pieces on Foundation for like maybe $100 or something like that. And I was fine with that. I didn't care, you know, because it's like, okay, if I'm gonna make if I'm gonna make a name for myself, I need to be able to make a name for myself. And this is a new way of doing it in comparison with just posting your stuff to Instagram and stuff like that, you know, where Facebook's making all the money off of your work, you know, versus like Foundation or Rarible or something like that, or Maker's Place, and being able to post your own work and selling it and making money for it yourself. You know.
I still think you should price them more. I think you deserve a decent price. I think it's just like how you approach this space that is important. Because I think if you like, hear me out. If you put one piece and you don't sell it for 3 months, but you sell it for 1 ETH instead of 0.08, you made more money at the end of the day.
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree with you there. You know, I'm totally fine with like holding and stuff like that. But like I said, for myself, not being a known artist, and I wasn't putting the work out there to make $1 million. You know, I realized that probably wasn't going to happen. I was putting it out there to get the work out there. And if someone wants to turn around and sell it for $1 million, that's great for them.
Right.
I'm totally cool with that. You know? But it's like, I'm totally fine.
Yeah. Which would be good, because after that all your pieces will go crazy.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think being patient and just like keep releasing stuff that you like, and just post like piece that means something to you. That's the main thing I think collectors wants to see. Right. But yeah, it takes some time, man. Like,
that's why I don't have but the one thing up. It's like one thing that actually meant something, and it's like, I could go in and get some of my random projects I worked on, or a couple Instagram things, and throw them up there. But it's kind of rehashed stuff. It's not, it's not particularly meaningful. But if you're frustrated with it and it's been months, I mean, I'm in the same boat, and it's you just got to give it time for it to get out there, for somebody to come across it.
And I would still like put even more work, even if you have unsold one, like, because I feel like it has to connect with someone, and the piece you're gonna post that you're waiting to post because you didn't sell the other one might connect better with someone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, I had 2 unsold pieces on my super rare account, and I posted one that really connected with another collector, and this one sold, and the 2 last piece didn't sell for, one didn't sell for 4 months, and the other ones didn't sell for 2 months. So
interesting.
And and I just feel like it has to connect with people. Like that, like when you buy art, it's not like just buying stuff just to buy stuff. It's you want to connect with the piece. Like I collected a bunch of NFTs that I bought because I like it, not because But
the my favorite piece that I own is the Eternal Flame by BlVcck Paris.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love Blake so much.
It's a beautiful piece, and that's the whole reason why I bought it, was because it is absolutely a gorgeous piece.
Yeah,
you know.
I think my favorite NFT that I own, I think dude, I have so many.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think it would be my I bought a one-on-one of Andres Risengard on Super Rare. I think this one is one of my favorite for sure, and all the 6 and 5. I love like beige 6 and 5 Andres. I love this aesthetic of like dreamscape interior design and stuff like this. I really love this. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's so nice. Like, now I'm waiting to receive like a couple Muriel knit gear that I'm gonna put on my walls to display the NFTs. That's cool. That's cool. We Victor, Beige, and we own a art gallery in NFT gallery in Vancouver. So we bought a bunch of Samsung art that we put on the walls. And we're gonna start doing some curated shows and events and drops there. We're building our own platform where we're gonna do like our own drop format there, which is gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be like physical, but you'll pay with MetaMask. So it's gonna be pretty interesting.
That's cool. That's way cool.
Yeah.
Next time we're up in Vancouver, we'll have to meet up. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
It's gonna be nice.
Winbush said that James just sold his Genesis piece last night, and that was up for 2 months.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you just never know.
It's worth it to just be patient. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But a lot of people want that quick buck and just are easy to give up and stuff like this. But I don't know. And I understand I'm in a totally different situation from a lot of people, but seeing this from a like stepping back, like to me, being patient is the most rewarding. It's really it's for everything. If you work out and you expect to be fit tomorrow, you're never gonna be fit tomorrow.
Absolutely,
for sure. Yeah,
play the long game.
Yeah, and you know I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, you know, there's a part of you that kind of got lucky where it's like you posted your first piece and then you got, you know, what, like 6 ETH or something like that. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, it's easy for you to say that. But what people don't realize is the amount of work you put in ahead of time.
Yeah.
Building up that, you know, Instagram and Twitter following to where when you posted something, that made it that much easier to fly off the shelf, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, building community around you is the most important thing. And it's something that a lot of people always try to skip and avoid. And but at the same time, I totally understand how hard it is to put yourself out there and try to be interesting. Like, I don't consider myself interesting, so every time I do a tweet, I'm like, oh, that's so stupid, but I'll just do it like anyway. But yeah, like it's pretty challenging to put yourself out there, but at the same time, it's worth it. Like, yeah.
Totally.
Oh, look who it is.
Look.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Dorpy.
How's it going?
It's all right.
I was almost late. I'm trying to make some music for my new NFT I got going on. It's gonna go along with my album. It's called No Doggity.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I haven't been in front of the computer much lately. It's the holiday weekend, you know, in the U.S. So I'm just chilling out a bit. I went to Starbucks, got a puppuccino. I also managed to capture some scraps and some grease from under the barbecue grill, so it's been a good day.
Yeah.
I saw Cruella this weekend.
Yeah.
Can I just say, not historically accurate? Okay. Yeah. That Cruella's one sick puppy.
All right.
Everyone knows she killed those dogs and skinned them for that dress. Everyone knows it. Yep. This is exactly what the mainstream media wants you to think. Anyway, I'll quit my whining.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. Are you sure you don't do crack?
No comment. Bye.
Bye, Dorpy.
That's cute.
Oh, man.
Dorpy.
Yeah, follow the Mograph.com
TikTok.
TikTok for more Dorpy adventures.
You see the Dorpy adventures. I've also been putting some quick tips on there, and they've been pretty well received. Yeah. So got some other ones planned and scheduled out to go out on Mograph TikToks. Check it out.
Part of the show. If that's the best part of the show, come on.
Right. I know. Oh man, that's pretty bad. I know.
Oh, it's funny.
Anything else we want to talk about in the NFT space?
Man,
today?
I feel like there's so much more. Like, Frederic, I wish we could meet up in person.
I know.
And do like a live show or something. What we
Beers
need to do
and NFTs.
is once you know your studio's all up, you know, and we need to come up there.
Oh yeah.
And we need to do like just like a video in a big spot all about this space and stuff. It would be very, very cool, you know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be rad.
And you like, as long as you're vaccinated and healthy.
Yeah, fully vaccinated, right here.
Yeah. You can come at any time, honestly. Yeah. We're all getting vaccinated next week, so yeah. Dude, honestly, anytime you guys want to come in and spend a week in Vancouver, we'll make you see how beautiful Vancouver is. So.
Oh man,
yeah,
it's
I'm
one
hoping
of my
that
favorite
Seagraph
cities
comes
I've
back.
ever been to.
Yeah.
We were there a couple of years ago for
Seagraph.
Seagraph.
I hope they come back.
It was gorgeous. Yeah.
Like I'm assuming, like I haven't heard anything about even like virtual Seagraph or anything this year, so I hope it's not gone.
I don't know. I've heard rumors that it was hurting.
Yeah.
You know, and that Seagraph may have seen the end of its days.
We'll see.
which I hope is not the case.
Not the end
but
of its days, but just that they weren't.
We'll start our own sig graph.
Yeah.
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 With NFTs and
With
blackjack.
NFTs and blackjack.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, dude, you guys could have your own conference for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. The Mograph. Well, that's what Camp Mograph is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just limited. It's just smaller.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, I just want to say something. You said that earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Camp Mograph, you're giving some rewards for some events.
I don't know
Like,
that. Not necessarily. That's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
I thought I heard like you guys
So
are.
we I mean, you'll have okay, so what we've done in the past is we've had like patches.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
different patches for like the
classes.
like the different workshops that you go through, or the different sponsors. All the sponsors have patches. I've got all the sponsors patches from the last one,
Yeah.
like sewn on my backpack and stuff. But we thought about doing some custom ones, like, you know, oh, I beat Dryson Karsten in archery,
right?
Because he, you know, was a state archery champion in high school or something. Or, you know, I conquered the climbing wall for all the people who actually can make it up the wall. I thought that'd be fun.
You need an embroidered QR code.
Yeah, right. That'd be
That
fun.
goes-
Okay, but if you have any challenge like this, I'm willing to give away 3 balance to your to any contest or anything from.
All right.
All right.
I bought a bunch of balance this week, just to sweep the floor on Nifty Gateway. So I'm willing. Like I can send it to you tonight if you guys want. If you have whichever Nifty Gateway, I'll send you
Okay.
3 balance. So if you want to give them to, like, I don't know, winners or anything, like anything that you have in mind, like you have like.
All right.
All right.
Cool, man.
Let's talk
Oh,
after
that'll
the
be
show.
great.
We'll hook it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. You got to come to Camp Mograph. That'll
I
be
know.
fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just down the street from you,
Yeah.
basically.
If I have my second shot of vaccine, I'm clearly gonna get there, but I'll buy the ticket just in case. But yeah,
Awesome.
Cool. That'll be awesome.
I'll
Anything?
sell it for 6 times the price.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yes.
That's funny.
Anything else,
Yeah.
Matt, on your list before we get out of here?
I don't think so. We can head back to the show.
Let's do
I would
that.
say if anyone listening has a drop that they'd like to shill on the show, you know, send us an email, info@mograph.com. We'll make sure to feature it on the show. You know, the drop is of course a second part to the mograph.com podcast that you can hear every Monday around noon. So yeah, check us out.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Let's go back.
Thank you guys.
Is this the fucking mic? This is exactly what I should be doing.
All right. Back to the
All right, we're
podcast.
back.
So, I think that's it. I don't really. Oh wait, do I have
Yeah.
links? Do I have links today? I thought I had links. I don't know where I put my links. You know what? I'll add them to next week. It was
Wow.
nothing time sensitive.
I can
Frederick-
post the recording, right?
What's that?
Well, hold on. We're not off
We're still
yet.
live.
Okay.
You're still rolling,
we're still
right?
I just said I'm so sweaty live. Nice, perfect.
Are you still recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
No,
yeah,
we're
we'll just get out of here.
we're wrapping up the podcast now. So
Frederick, thank you so much for being on the show, man. As always, it's a pleasure. Like, I love having you on the show. I feel like every time we have you on, it's just wonderful conversation, and I feel like we all become closer as friends.
Dude,
You know.
thanks so much. Yeah, I fucking love you guys, and I fucking love what you guys are doing.
Same
appreciate
here, man.
that.
Yeah, you guys are a big part of the motion design and 3D community, and I think you guys are important in the community, and yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thanks
I
a
appreciate
lot.
it. I don't feel like that.
Buy
but
you a
okay.
beer later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never say it enough.
Appreciate that. And we're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes. You can leave a review. Helps get our ratings up. Subscribe on all the things, including subscribe to our newsletter. It goes out once a month. Kind of gives you the lowdown on what's going on and whatnot. You know, so you can find out the lowdown on things like Camp Mograph and specials and classes and all of that. Or shows you missed. I know not everybody sits and watches a 2.5 hour live show every week. So you could check it out and go see what you may have missed that you didn't notice. And you can see you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the Mograph logo tee, the Paul Babb Feel the Babb 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. It's a classic shirt. You've got the Render Things t-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. The That Render is Fire shirt, which you are only allowed to wear, ironically, unless you're shams. And lastly, the Mograph Blandishment shirt. And check us out. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mograph.com, and TikTok.
Yep. Frederic, good luck on your Sotheby's auction.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I hope it does well for you.
If people want to find you on the interwebs, where can they find you at? Where's all the places?
I'd say I'm mostly active on Twitter now. So Fvckrender with a V, of course, because
FVCK.
let me use the U. I'm still super available on Instagram as well. Same username. I just prefer the community over Twitter. I think it's more close contact and more friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
But you have to be on Twitter for the NFT stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So
cool, man.
Cool. Well, we'll check you out there. Make sure that that you join us on the Slack channel, and hit us up if you're not in there. There's a lot of new people in there right now checking it out and things. And everybody enjoy your holiday. If you're here in the U.S., go get your grill on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to do for sure.
Yeah, me too.
And
with it raining outside.
I hope it's not raining. It's off and on, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Might get a little wet, but that about wraps it up. Until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Fred, Fvckrender.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
Stand by, stand by.